Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Checkmate here, and today we are continuing our Palialogos dynasty campaign. So if you missed episode 1, I started off as Strategos Alexios Palialogos as a bookmark character from the year 1178, where I captured the city of Constantinople and became the Byzantine emperor, gaining the not content to serve achievement, and also got coronated as an Anointed Coronation featuring the new Coronation DLC. I'll leave the link on screen now if you wanted to watch that one first. This is the second part. We'll be focusing on gaining the Against All Odds trophy / achievement. The year currently is 1208. We have the Mongol Empire in the top right corner. The Ghurid Empire is huge. We've just scored a major victory against the Ayyubids, who are licking their wounds. We can declare a load of wars, like seizing all de jure lands. I plan to declare a holy war for Syria to cut them off in Anatolia and make them easy pickings for my vassals. But before we do that, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, or I'll come to your house and I'll do it myself. We have to recover ourselves, and I have to make sure my heir is being looked after. I could have sworn I was his guardian. I guess not. I can ask my head of fate for gold, which is excellent. I can create another accolade. This one can be scoundrel. He can help the mercenary hire deductions of costs, as well as manipulator, giving intrigue scheme length time less by 5 days. Let's create this accolade. The voice of God. Nice. Looking at my alliances then, I have Georgia with Queen Tamar the Great. She is ill though. She has 10,000 troops. We have Novgorod, which is a republic, and we have 7,000 troops with them. We have the Grand Prince of Turov, that's 5,000. We have the Countess of Litomierce in Bohemia as our top alliances, and she has 2,000 to spare. So we all need to lick our wound and recover, but I am going to declare war on the Ayyubids. And my son has arrived at my court. Now I can influence his personality, and I want him to be temperate, even though all of these are good. So far he has arrogant. That's my boy. I will say this, the Ayyubids do have the conqueror trait. So 6 months later, our truce has ended with the Ayyubids, meaning we can launch our campaign for Syria. The Ayyubid Sultan has actually declared war, and has declared an offensive war against someone else, so his armies will be split, which means he'll be too busy on 2 fronts. Gonna call in my allies straight away, every single one of them. Our forces flooded through the Cilician gates. Like us, the enemy has called in powerful allies. However, our armies made swift headway into the enemy territory before they even had time to react. Excellent, mentoring one of my sons, the Strategos of Epirus, has paid off. Now I'm maneuvering our units to begin battle positions against the enemy. And the battle began. Not now unique, and it was an instant success. In the meantime, I'm trying to make good on my coronation oath, which is to develop the kingdom and essentially build around 8 buildings. So I'm hoping this will do. I have been building them prior in the first episode. After the enemy army was destroyed, the gateway to Syria was open, and little stood in our way. We had one more clash against the enemy army, and we were victorious. Victory in the battle meant victory in the entire war, and thus Syria was returned to the Byzantine Empire. Shining armies of the Romans march again into the lands that our ancestors once held, and the glory for making it happen belongs solely to me. Antiochia, the seat of the Pentarch, evangelized by St. Peter himself. Fantastic, a glorious day for the Romans. Look at that. And Edessa reconquered as well. Shining armies of the Romans march yet again. Famously one of the first centers of Christianity. Disband the armies, rest the legions. Alright, as you can see, I have a hell of a lot of land to parcel out. I'm going to start with actually giving away Bulgaria. I'm going to give it away to one of my sons, including the entire despotate, as he can be like a custodian of our strong family power base and just keep working on that area for us whilst I focused on imperial matters. Justinian's dream. The warm Mediterranean air carries with it monuments of an empire on the cusp of eternity. Ecce Romani. Oh, this Restore the Roman Empire decision becomes available. That's cool. Evangelize the pagans. I dispatch a monk over to some Pechenegs. Let's do that. Let's send a missionary and evangelize them, saving their souls. I'll dispatch the patriarch down into Antiochia to start converting the faith of the populace. The Syrian territories I'll parcel up between my family. For example, one of my kingsmen got Edessa, and my heir received this theme over here. Now in peacetime I must tend to my flock in the royal court and see what's going on here. The Cumans have bestowed gifts upon me. It's their breed of horses, 1 mare, 1 stallion. This is brilliant. Time to hold court. Gesture for the first line to approach. Here 2 of my vassals are bickering on who owns a slice of land. I'm going to give it to a priest, because that way he won't be a threat to me, as it'll be a theocracy. Next, I establish crop sharing in my home duchy. And the granaries of Beirut seem to be empty, so here I'm going to just grant the governor a tax relief. And the court session is adjourned. Massacre at Panjor. 149 nobles were brutalized beyond recognition. So the Gurid kingdom has been invaded by the Mongols. That's horrendous. They're getting closer. Looks like there's good news from the north, however. Evangelizing the Pechengs works, as months ago my trusted Constantius went up there and gained me an alliance with a Cuman noble. Time to upgrade my domicile on my private estate. Here I'm going to upgrade my marketplace for a better income. Naturally, there's a rebellion growing in Syria. Shape the realm. My coronation oath, I've completed it. I will reshape the Byzantine Empire in my image, leaving a lasting legacy in stone and mortar for generations to come. Fulfilled oath, shape the realm. My work is done exactly as I said it would be. I heard the scorn of my detractors, but I proved them wrong. The voices of my doubters have changed. A new day is upon us. And I gained a load of legitimacy and prestige. This rebellion up in Syria is about to begin. The enemy's odds are absolutely hopeless, so I'm going to go ahead and skip past this war.
6 months later.
And to top it off, I've just made a friend with my son-in-law. Time to elevate him to co-emperor status. This will create a smoother transition of power after I die. Time to upgrade my domicile. Looking at my stone chapel, I have 3 new options. There's a piety option, a renown option, and a money option. I'm going to go for the renown option. A family graveyard. That's cool. Dispatch my marshal to the streets of the capital to quell dissidents. Right, the Masudids allied against us in our war for Syria. They hold a duchy that we need to complete our Theodosian border task. So we're going to declare war on them now. The objective is a quick snatch and grab of this duchy. We'll be in and out quickly. A quick zoom out here will show you exactly what I mean in terms of the borders. I've unlocked another legacy, this time Eternal City. I unlock Cabinet of Curiosities for my domicile, where I can keep all my artifacts. It gives me learning per influence. I'll upgrade that, thanks. Meanwhile, this battle is neck and neck. The Masudid coalition versus the Empire. An inspiration can be funded. Absolutely, let's do that. A book on diplomacy. Yes. Pretty soon our forces occupied the entire area and the Masudid sued for peace. Alright, time to find a spouse for my son and heir, and that being a marriage alliance. I'm going to see if I can find one with Vladimir. I can. Inspiration realized. My diplomacy book is ready, and it's a good one. So let's go straight to my court and put it on display. Putting up the Theodosian boundaries again, I need the province of Satra here. It's just a duchy tier title, so I'm going to go and have my realm priest fabricate a claim on it. The top 3 candidates for the empire are all Palialogos, i.e. my family, except this guy, who's 4th, so we're going to slander him. This will lower his position, freeing it up for another family member. Now I'm going to declare war for the theme of Aman. The Crusader Kings community tends to shorthand this to duchy tier title, and that's all we need in this region. We just need 2 duchy tier titles. I'm going to call in my allies straight away. I will now call in the Knights of the First Patriarchate, which is the Holy Order, and they will be like a reconnaissance unit, marching forth. One of my grandsons here is a candidate first place for the theme of Greece, so I thought, why not, just give it to him. Family will be far more loyal here. I'm going to give a vassal directive here and make him recruit men-at-arms for my armies. I also need to change his provincial administration to be that of a naval one. Whilst I'm at it, it would be good to make this one a naval one as well. Get them out there on the Mediterranean. Anatolia can be a military one. Obsequion, what is it? I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Paphlagonia, Edessa, I'm going to change to be a military one. In fact, they're all going to be administrative provinces in this area. So my thematic armies, I will call upon the Cypriot ones, as well as the ones from the south of Anatolia, and the Aegean Islands, as well as Attica. The armies shall rendezvous and be raised in and around Syria, in the vicinity of Damascus, and this is another way we can recruit our thematic troops, so we'll hire some from the Danube region as well as further afield like that. Boeotia, for example, and Makfa. Thessalonica has some trebuchets which will come in handy. The enemy ally has joined the war. He's coming from a long way. And my reconnaissance force has successfully spotted the enemy mustering grounds, and they're mustering a large force. It's now headed towards our location. I am now able to better maneuver my units ready for battle positions. And the enemy doesn't know how many units I have nearby. An offer of a courtier. Yes, he can swell my ranks. Okay, that was a victory, but the enemy only suffered about 6,000 fatalities. You there, make haste and attack this unit. Double back now. Eminent Eunuch, abundant initiative. Oh, he's got a hook for me from this theme of Achaeus. I can now use her to sway the candidacy for my family to step in the theme of Muntenia. Cut him off west at Sadia. Very good. Coronation invite by the Sultan Umar II. I'll probably get killed. And it's up in Anatolia. Insult to injury much. I even have a hawk on my patriarch. My units are headed southbound. They're about to clash with local forces, and they're going to besiege the local areas. Ah, my befriend scheme has come through to the Queen of Mesopotamia. Now I'll try and befriend my physician in order to try and convert him. King Lindar has changed their core language to our... is it King of Estonia? Let's have a look. He's in a war up here for Prussia. Time to establish a new tradition. I'm going to get ritualized friendship for 2000 prestige. This is because my son hasn't got the befriend scheme and won't be able to because he's of an intrigue lifestyle focus. And I've successfully befriended my physician, so let's see if he'll convert to my religion. A quick update to my inventory. My physician, he did convert. I'm going to grant someone from my family the theme of Cephalonia. A plush and exotic carpet. Best get rid of it, folks. Echoes of history. Nicephorus Belamides. A pious and accomplished theologian known as Nicephorus Belamides is reportedly wandering in my realms, search of employ. And it says here that the character was historical. He was in the 13th century. It's so cool. We should definitely hire this man. And straight away he wants to create an artifact. Let's sponsor him. Okay, assault the fort. And victory. Let's enforce these demands. Alright, prisoners, what are we going to do with you? To renounce all your claims, and just to make sure that you can't make anyone else who can have claims, let's castrate him. Oh, you could get an infected wound. Oh, that's nasty. I have my reasons. Right, what's that pesky enemy up to? He seems to be at war invading the Seljuks, and we have a new cultural innovation. So let's pick one that we're going to be looking at. I'm going to pick something that, like plate armor, as that will improve our chances against the Mongols if they do invade us. My slander scheme came through. Excellent. Belamides is fast. That's plus 20% learning lifestyle experience. Put on display. Lovely. One of my vassals wishes to bend the knee and pay homage. Now I've learnt the language of the Queen of Mesopotamia. My claim is ready for the entire duchy. Excellent. And also, a dynasty legacy is available. And this one is in ancient Greco-Roman, which I can't read. But it unlocks auto mass arrest, so I'm looking forward to understanding what that does. Now, I'm going to die soon, so I won't have to deal with these consequences. But I'm going to declare war and break the truce. And just go for it and call everyone in, and my prestige will sponge all this PR damage. The armies shall RV at Lycia, and then there'll be an amphibious assault onto the coast of Africa there. In the meantime, I'm going to change my court type to a martial court, which will help boost knight effectiveness and levy size. Our forces made short work of the coastal towns and moved inland quickly. I'm going to spread these units in different directions and have them attacking different locations. Because the army of the enemy is tied up in the east of their realm, they haven't even had time to cross their own empire to get back to me. Okay, we've sighted the enemy army over in the Levant. Head east toward Derna. Keep heading east toward Tobruk. A learning perk. This time we'll go for healthy. That gives us a medium health boost. Alright, everyone just assault everything. A chance to befriend Vukan, the theme of Rashka. Excellent. Alright, double back and defend what we have. That doesn't matter, we've won anyway. Enforce the demands and disband the armies. Send the soldiers home. So this will be a simple divide and conquer technique. I'm going to take his titles from him and castrate him. I'll take his titles from him and execute him, and then I'm going to grant them all to him, and then I'm going to demand his conversion and loyalty, etc. and etc. Send him a little gift and give him favourable odds here, war declaration, and now we can demand his conversion. Spend a little influence, why not? I have a new building slot available here, and I think I'm going to use it on hospices. Even though it helps with plague resistance, it actually helps with a little bit of income as well. My son and heir, this theme, is asking me for more troops. Yeah, of course, what harm could it do? Oh no, my friend and ally, Queen Tamar the Great, Bagration, has died. So naturally I went to a son and heir's coronation, Georgi IV. I travelled to their capital city, Tbilisi. Hubris of the West are spies among the Latins that bring me bizarre tidings. The Venetians and the Croatians are planning a crusade against me. Oh gosh, and the second Splintered Crusade of this campaign. And that's the coronation over. I best get back anyway. Here it is, the Splintered Crusade. Is this really happening? Fall for our allies immediately. So by the time the crusade started, Croatia is one of my vassals and not even a kingdom anymore. So we'll just surround Zadar and invade them. Looks like they're managing to escape by sea. You have died. Basileus Alexios III has died. Rests in the arms of the Lord, 82 years of age. New Basileus, long live me. Literally couldn't have come at a worse time though. Time to pick my new council. Not you, there must be a better spy master in my court. I'll assign Alexios IV's heir to that. So Alexios IV, an intrigue lifestyle character, and I'll pick the intimidation focus, giving him extra dread. The idea there is to deter any rebellions. So Alexios was actually on campaign when his father died up in Eastern Europe. So I've just switched him out with another commander. And now I'm going to extract this unit, as they've already had a 100% war score in that war. I'm going to get them to come over to here and help with the crusade. I have a ton of alliances here that I can negotiate with. It's mainly family ties really, so they'll have their limited use. The Catapan of Bulgaria took a little bit of persuading there, but we got there. Oh wow, I have a lot of titles to give away actually. I hold too many themas, too many duchy tier titles. This one shall be granted away to him, as he's the landowner of that area. So they're still on crusade, it seems. I wonder who'll end up being victorious here. So let's try and host a coronation. And I can't. I don't have enough piety because I'm a fornicator. Oh, what's this? Prepare Greek fire for the Dromons. This is awesome. We'll be able to really defend the Sea of Marmara if the Crusaders get that far. But I don't think we're going to have to worry, which is a shame, because this would be awesome. So, to get enough piety, I'll have to go on a pilgrimage. Antioch, I could do that, or I could go to a further away one. Now, the further away you are, I think the more pious it is, and the more piety you gain. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch it out to Jerusalem. Alexandria is the same distance, roughly. So now we'll just customize the route, so I can pick up as many of these pickups as I can. They help with various lifestyles. I'll buff my character up to be stronger. There, I'm going to go visit Petra. I'm actually going to visit the Ayyubid's realm. I'm going to go and reconnaissance Cairo, and then up through Alexandria, and then up north into Cyprus, and then home again. That's long enough, I'd say. And we'll keep it as reflection because he's a bit of a stress head. My advocate awaits. Oh, so he helped me secure the empire, it seems. He's one of the Strategos of Thessalonica. Well, we must support each other, of course. That might make him more loyal to me. What's this? It's the Varangian right to pillage. Alright then. Okay, we've taken over this Zadar and the surrounding area. So we're going to take over some other regions that need besieging that we can with fair ease. I need to send them on different routes as not to lose men to attrition, especially during the snowy season. And I'm sending a couple of units north toward this area to besiege this Crusader stronghold. The waters of the River Jordan. Wow. Oh, Jerusalem, I've arrived. Hey, the Mongols are back and they're sharing a border with me.
The enemy is on your doorstep.
And that's my pilgrimage concluded. Oh no, we're about to lose this battle. But I can actually wipe peace out of this, so I will. And that will end the crusade. That was lucky. Normal crusades, you can't do that, I don't think. And the crusade leader was locked away. Excellent. The eagle still flies. And it's a powerful Komnenonian, so I'm going to get him excommunicated, hopefully. Excellent. Patriarch agreed. Alright, I can finally get anointed and host a coronation. Let's make it an absolutely lavish one. What's this? So the options are embrace supporters, weaken detractors. Let's keep it the way it is, impress attendees. And let's start. So my reign begins. And I've just helped out in my allies' war, and I've just helped them capture a valuable prisoner. And that led to a victory quickly. Another inspired person can be sponsored. Let's see what they want. Something wondrous? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it. Ooh, some regalia, please. Now I also have an intrigue perk. And I'll go for malice implicit, giving me more dread per tyrannical choice. Like here I can demand hostages. I don't want to demand one from the Ayyubids, but I can demand one from the Holy Roman Empire, of whom I share a border now with, and I'll secure my western flank. And we don't want a hostage from the Ayyubids because we will be invading them again. Just as soon as I get a good hold on my power. Speaking of which, coronation, the prelude. And a gesture from one of my allies, from one of my friends here. He wants to become my friend. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have some loyal courtiers. And, oh my word, here's a chance to get an alliance with the Kingdom of Poland. Let's see how many men they have. 16,000. Plus, yes, definitely. That's going to come in handy. Oh, and here's a chance to get a ecumenical patriarch's mace. Yes, please. Let's put that on and equip that. Petitioners coming in. Let's increase our majesty. The cousin crown. My cousin has been working hard and is now exhausted himself, taking care of everything whilst I've lost stress, which is really handy actually. Thank you, cousin. Unearthed. Here's a chance to learn a language scheme, Georgian. Let's go for it. I'm also going to reinvest in my holdings and keep developing them all, like these hill forts. Now a quiet moment to pray and increase a load of majesty whilst losing a load of stress as well. This is good. Oh nice, I'm the very image of a basileus. Look at that. More levies gained and all sorts. And a pledge to the bishops of being pious, yes of course. We're now getting into the crux of the formalities. Here's look for the nobles as well. It says that they sliver over and kiss my knees. And this is the nobility. Duke Dominic Markovich becomes a supporter. Oh sure. And the final part of the trilogy, the masses. Time to pick out the coronation jewels and to get on with the physical coronation itself. And the anointment. Supreme anointment or normal anointment. Supreme anointment. And here we go, they're placing the crown atop my head. I become an anointed sovereign, and this is where I get to pick my oath. So I'm going to expand the realm by 240 counties. And this is where I pick my intent, and to show how I'm going to rule it and what I'm going to do exactly. And I went for trust of other cultures, just to help with the diplomacy side of things and not be a target for people to invade. And that's it, done. Now I know the enemy is still on my
Doorstep.
However, I'm going to invade Anatolia, as the Ayyubid Sultan is in debt and he's dealing with a crusade. So his units are going to be tied up in the south, and I'm going to be invading the north. I will raise the armies in our side of Anatolia and then have them advance into the interior, eastward bound. We also have a wealth of assistance from the Holy Orders. Whilst that's going on, I'm going to host a chariot race in the capital. Let's max out on the spectacles, go all out, and delight for the masses. And for myself, my aims will be recreational. Below my high catisma, the hippodrome's great statues are burnished, the sand carefully swept, let the themes be roused. Now the battle-weary Ayyubid army has to cross hostile territory through Syria just to get to me, as they can't afford the embarkation cost for across the sea. Oh, this regalia is way better than my previous one. Oh, so much, even fertility, prestige, dynasty opinion. In the meantime, I must dispatch my marshal to Beirut to quell any dissidents, and then keep reinvesting in my lovely towns across my domain. Here in Brisis, I'm going to invest in a blacksmith, because if you look in this part of the screen, you'll see that my scutatoi are stationed there. And the blacksmith gives stationed soldiers in that town extra damage, looking after their weapons, I suppose. Broken Cross, that's it. The Crusader's over and the Crusader's lost. So the enemy will be marching for us now. But they have far to go. And our units are pretty fresh still. Their units are weakened by years of war. We're sitting at 52,000 and they're at 30 odd. Betting opens for the chariot race. I'll go over the Venetoi, they're my favourite colour. Select society. While the masses throng the stands and the nobility snake across their privileged sessions here in the Kathisma, we can mercifully enjoy some calm. Servants bringing refreshments wait on our whims, as charioteers ply their treacherous trade below. Among those joining me in the box is my mother, clearly basking in her privileged access to me. Paints for a lovely picture, helps my character lose some stress, great. Heroes of the Circuit. Here I get to pick which charioteer I get to back in my bets. It says, the Venetoi are fielding a fine cadre of skilled drivers whose names are certainly among those praised in the markets. Spoken reverently by children, even the imperial court fawns and swoons over them. I can place my stake on any of these celebrity races. So I will go for Polycalpus. With an 11.9% chance of winning, I expect to win, of course. Let's do this. Let's go big. I'm the Emperor. I'm literally the most powerful man there. Yeah, we'll take the highest stake possible. 200, absolutely. Down with Lord Alexios. Oh wait, him. They want him replaced. This is the crowd chanting it in the Hippodrome. Yeah, I could do that, no problem. I'll appease them. And my little birds bring me news of debauchery between my vassals. Excellent. I can use this as ammunition against them. And now to reappoint a new spy master. There we go. The Venetoi united. I get to try and start a chant. 99% chance it will succeed. Let's do this. Hippodrome's refreshments. Oh, no thank you. I don't like those kind of refreshments. Giver of games. It is time. Leading my household, I'm graciously urging along my invited companion, Strategos Stephanos. With a sweep of my arm, I ascend to the marble Gathisma, our honorary place above the pandemonium of the Hippodrome. As the sea of spectators awaits, I consider the substance of my opening address. I shall atone ancient, impressive formalities, of course, but also publicly denigrate any aspirant to the throne. And let the games begin. And at the first corner, Sergios passes Pantaleon, which is deemed to be a great upset to the crowd. One of the things I love about the administrative government is the use of these thematic men-at-arms. I'm just going to call on more and speed up this invasion of Anatolia. An unlikely triumph. Gasps echo through the stands as the vibrant colours surge forward. The crowd, initially silent in disbelief, erupts into a thunderous roar. Venitoi reigns supreme. I gain some influence. Victory for the Prasanoi. Wait, and that meant I won 4,500 in winnings. I'm confused who I bet for, but that's brilliant. I'm happy with that. 4,500. A prize for the winner. Looks like a winner gets some experience. And that signifies the end of the games. I gained so much in legitimacy as well there. So my forward units need to return and recuperate just for the time being, and then we'll resume the lightning campaign. We have sighted the enemy army. They have made landfall and are heading northbound. We're going to regroup our men, withdraw them north. Actually, you can stay there. You can destroy that in time. And I have an intrigue perk, so this time I'll pick up fear tax. It says intimidated vassals give extra tax contribution, so this is where all that dread comes into play. We'll rendezvous the West Army group at Aderna. Shadow over Lycra. That's in the south of Anatolia, I don't need to worry about that. And so for the coup de grace, I'll perform a feign retreat to the east, have them follow me, and then double back, about turning and performing a snap ambush on the rearmost unit, that kingdom of Outer Ajuran, who came all the way from the Horn of Africa. We've isolated them, we've engaged them, and we've destroyed them. So now head north and attack the main army. So they haven't given up yet, and gosh, Anatolia is huge. I've finally gotten around to building that cabinet of curiosities that I've always wanted at my mansion. For a while the war became attritional and we won in that respect. The army chased us into our part of Anatolia and lost a lot of troops, whereas we played the long game and had men cycling through rest periods in the east side of Anatolia's interior. Fairly soon we spilled onto the south side and began taking over everything right up until the Cilician gates. Alright, another intrigue perk. This time I'll go for Forever Infamous, which means my dread decay is slower, means people are scared of me for longer, and subsequently pay me more. And there's a new opponent, the Sultan has changed, and I've successfully learned East Slavic. Excellent. And already with another intrigue perk. This time I'll go for Feudal Prison Complex, means I have a 50% higher chance of imprisoning people. Excellent. And here we finally have the final assaults. To celebrate this victory, I'm going to offer my hand in marriage to one of the princesses of the Catholic Mesopotamian kingdom that exists in our timeline. Be under no illusion, it's fairly powerful as well. Looking at our expanded realm oath, we still have quite far to go actually, but we'll get it in our lifetime. Another way to commemorate our victory in Anatolia is to hold a triumph. Triumphs are among the oldest and most respected Roman traditions. In days of old, the victorious general would return to Rome to a hailing crowd and the greatest of honours, for one day equal to a god in all but name. Today the people will celebrate my greatest success and the prosperity I've brought them. I sit high on my horse, radiant in the most regal attire, leading a majestic procession through wings of a cheering crowd. As my most esteemed predecessors did before me, I enter the holy city of Constantinople from the Golden Gate, parade through the city centre, the ancient statues and monuments of glories past, and stop at the Milion, where the measurements in the empire start. My soldiers follow me proudly, sharing in the glory of victory over Malik al-Muazzim Ghazi, while the citizens jeer at the prisoners and admire the spoils of war. But where should my triumphal parade end? The Hippodrome or the Hagia Sophia? So we've just had the Hippodrome, so I'm going to go for the Hagia Sophia now. So at the Hagia Sophia, humans are fragile beings, and even the greatest victories disappears in front of the greatness of God. I think to myself somberly as I step through the doors. I immediately am struck by the majesty and grandeur of the building. The people will assuredly appreciate a humble and devoted gesture from me as a corollary to my shining victory of Malik Ghazi. So do I get Blessed Triumph or Triumph Shared with the Divine? Blessed Triumph is a diplomacy thing, and then Shared with the Divine is money and piety. So I think I'll just go for piety. And Triumph Conclusion. With that, the hoi polloi has been appeased yet again. My might and the legitimacy of my power has been affirmed within the hallowed walls of the Hagia Sophia. I am surrounded by solemn grandeur. Hyper tes basileus soretias, I whisper. Long live the glory of Constantinople. And I have a new intrigue perk available. This time I can unlock the Torturer trait. It gives me extra prowess and dread gain. Hostile schemes are 20 days shorter, and I get extra levies. Power has changed in the Sultanate south of us again. It's another Ayyubid leader, so we're going to declare war for the entirety of the Sultanate of Egypt now. We call in Mesopotamia, and they're going to come in from the flank. So 2 army groups will be raised in Syria. One will go across to the Nile Delta, the other one will advance in the southbound trajectory. However, our holy knights of our holy order and a contingent of thematic armies will raise here in seclusion on the west side of this part of our realm. We're going to attack the enemy capital from the flank and hopefully capture someone. Who knows what will happen, but that they're on like a special forces covert style mission, or as close to as you can be in a medieval situation. Okay, launch the operation and advance on the capital, not by sea, by land though. As stated before, this unit will rendezvous with some thematic armies. Just need to call upon those troops now. Alright, these units up in Syria are going to perform an amphibious landing on the Nile Delta. The reason why is they're going to be protected by a ford on both sides. It's going to be difficult for the enemy to access them, and they'll be able to put up good defensive positions. So the amphibious landing has gone off without a hitch, and my allies have arrived in the battle space. Over in the west, we're besieging the capital. Oh my word, and we caught him, just like that. The war's over, and we've captured Egypt. Reconquered, the shining armies of the Romans march again into the land that our ancestors held, and the glory for making it happen belongs solely to me. Alexandria, the gem of Egypt, is back in Roman hands, and once the seat of the world's knowledge and wisdom, it has been hard hit by Christian persecutions, to the point that little remains of its past glory. Little but nothing, and with this understanding, we shall rebuild a city worthy of its past. A glorious day for all Romans. Oh, would you look at that. So I'm going to spend a lot of time handing these titles out, but that won't make for good gameplay, so I'm going to skip it ahead. So rather than wait around like some loser chump for 5 years for a truce to end, I'm just going to murder this guy. Surely he's got no good going for him. His family name has been tarnished and dragged through the mud. He's not been a sultan for long, so there won't be very many allegiances to him. And some kind of civil war has erupted in the Arabian Empire. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, the Arabian Empire has just collapsed. However, he still isn't a truce with us. And moments later, it's just disintegrated further. So let's make haste and declare war First on the Emirate of Shamar, which is the furthest southeast point we need. To the abhorrent Basileos Alexios. Hey, looks like the ruler of Egypt gave it up so easily, but the people won't. So I've got a rebellion to deal with as well. These are the two wars, and the amount we're up against. So we're up against 68,000 rebels. So fast forwarding, we're about to hit the rebels in Upper Egypt, simultaneously in Lower Egypt, and on the Sinai Peninsula. Now that this battle group has been victorious, it's going to surround this unit and attack it from both flanks. And we're stacking the victories now in the Sinai Peninsula. So we've defeated the rebels, on with the Emirate of Shamar. So the end game is pretty much here. I just need to completely annihilate these tiny little states and take over them. It's literally fish in a barrel right now. They're surrounded and they're outnumbered by so much. Jerusalem reconquered. The shining armies of the Romans march again into the lands that our ancestors once held, and the glory for making it happen belongs to me. Jerusalem, the holy cities, has finally returned to the caring hands of the true emperor, rightful representative of our Lord on earth. The Pentarch's seat shall be restored, and the throngs of pilgrims will visit Christianity's birthplace safely again, under the protection of Roman arms. And with that, the Expand the Realm decision is available. I fulfilled my oath, and I managed to get 249 county tier titles under the Byzantine Empire. And another quickly fell. All that's left is city-states and micro-states. Oh yeah, and it's worth mentioning, I've gone on a hunt to romance my wife, and it worked. Back to the war at hand, and we've been victorious yet again. So there's 3 tiny micro-nations left to get. I declared war on them all, and one by one they fell. And the decision is there. Re-establish the Theodosian borders. When Emperor Theodosius split the Roman Empire into 2 administrative halves, the eastern part went to his eldest son, Arcadius. We are his direct successors. However, the borders of our pars have greatly contracted since those days. It will be a cause of great glory for Basileus to establish the frontiers that Theodosius originally left us, and I'll gain the trait Augustus and the nickname the Great. That's so good. I can hold a triumph for free, and I'll get 2,500 renown. And there you have it, against all odds, the achievement on the top left there. Theodosius Frontiers. For centuries, the Second Rome, our glorious Byzantium, has stepped back, losing province after province, but no more. Today is a day we celebrate, for the Pars Orientis has been returned to its former glory and extension, just like when Theodosius the Great assigned his firstborn. Constantinople's reign extends from Moesia to Egypt, and from Cyrenaica to Syria. It's my new nickname, the Great. I love that achievement sound. There you have it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video I'll be releasing for this campaign will be a time-lapse to see if it can survive the test of time. Feel free to write in the comments box down below for questions, comments and queries. And thanks for watching if you made it this far.